Just throw your shoes at it.
I'm gonna chuck my shoes at you. Yeah. Hello there. I'm Carlos, and this is Kingdoms, where all your nerdy dreams come true. In today's episode of Kingdoms and Friends, we have Chris, or your commander mechanic, and we have Alex, or Kess Wiley. And you've guessed it, they're both awesome creators in our space, and they're both coming to the Magic Summit. The Magic Summit is going to be an amazing event, and I hope you consider coming out to Salt Lake City, Utah on November 11th to the 13th. Our main event is a Brothers War pre-release where the winner takes home a Black Lotus, and there are tons of other prizes too. We have Modern, Legacy, and Pioneer 5Ks, a huge Commander Arena where you can play with tons of special guests that we have coming. On top of all that, Brandon Sanderson, the fantasy author, is revealing his vintage cube that has all kinds of special unique cards in it. And you could draft the cube with him, LSV, Reed Duke, and John Finkel live at the convention. In addition, we have tons of top Magic artists, cosplayers, a VIP lounge, and so much more. Check it out at mtgsummit.com and consider a VIP pass before they're sold out. Lastly, it really does help us if you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to keep doing this, have awesome events, awesome shows coming on, just so much more planned, and we can only do that as we continue to grow and have your support. With that, let's find out a little bit more about our guests and the decks that we're going to be playing in our games today.
So I'm playing Lagomos, Hand of Hatred. I played with him during the pre-release and during Limited when Dominaria United came out, and his ability just to create a creature token and then force you to sacrifice it as well at the end of the turn, really powerful. You can use the creature tokens that you know it's going to go away anyways for spells that require sacrifice effects. You can also just use his sacrifice trigger to trigger other sacrifice things. So lots of really cool things to do with him. I initially kind of had it build out kind of more of a grave pack idea, sacrifice my creature, make you guys sacrifice creatures. Decided to power it down a little bit, head for more of the artisan style, so it's more of just like a Pingy style deck in that regard with Rakdos, and put my creature into play, sacrifice it, and just hit you guys all for Pingy damage and just wear you guys out.
Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your commander mechanic. You can find me everywhere content is made. Just look for the Orange Wrench. It is October at this point, which means November is coming up. It's a big charity event where I post a deck list a day over on my YouTube channel along with a short, raising money for sick kids and Extra Life. Be sure to head on over and take a look for that. It's a brew-a-thon. There's going to be a ton of new stuff. Today, I am playing my Florian Voldaren Scion Obosh the Prey Piercer partner deck. This is my Let Me Show You My Pokemon deck.
Those are awesome.
I've got a bunch of Pokemon altars for this deck, and it is a Dragon's Approach deck. So I'm looking to burn everybody out, cast a few Dragon's Approaches, and let's show you my Pokemon.
Hi, I'm Alex Kessler, or Kess, or at Kess Wiley on all platforms. You might recognize me from TikTok or the Masters of Modern podcast / the MMCast podcast and YouTube channel, or just being chronically online. If you are into anime like Haiku or Jujutsu Kaisen, we just launched a new puzzle line featuring both of those, along with our normal puzzle line. I own a toy company. We do games and toys and puzzles. We just did a Kickstarter for a cool Drop.D20, big bouncy things. But we launched this new puzzle line. You can go to Target.com. And if you look up dboard, de.bored puzzles, there'll be a Jujutsu Kaisen or Haiku, the volleyball anime, or one of the top tier current modern day anime puzzles out there with some awesome artwork. So definitely check that out, and all the other puzzles we make. If you like puzzles, there's a bunch of really cool artwork there that we do as well. That's by us. So yeah, definitely check that out, and then find me on TikTok. I'm playing Tor Wauki the Younger. This is also an artisan deck, and he is here to do some pinging. Basically, he's going to... I'm not going to attack anyone. I don't like the attack step, and this is a commander that lets me kill people without worrying about the attack step. He lets any non-combat damage, source of damage, deals 1 additional damage if I do it, and then also if I cast an instant or sorcery spell, he does 2 damage to any target, and he has lifelink and reach. So it's all commons and uncommons, so there's no rares in the entire deck. We like Artisan Commander, and we're gonna see if I can hang out with these decks with rares in them. Cheaters.
Yeah, definitely another shout out for Artisan. Love the format. Been able to play with Alex a couple times, and my Raph Capuchin deck is actually one of my favorite decks. I don't know if it's still the only deck that's beat you at Artisan. I don't know, but I had that title for a while, you know.
I've lost since that game for sure.
Okay. But yeah, love Artisan. This is not Artisan for me today. Also, Tor Wauki shouldn't have Lifelink. It's an Arachnus card. I mean, what the heck is going on there? But super excited to have our awesome guests today. Make sure to go check them out. Carlos here, am playing Danitha, the Benalia's Hope. The only downside of this commander is it's mono white. I do wish that it had another color to, give you a few more options, but white does have some good options, and I'm more of focusing on equipment than I am auras, and the goal is to get her up to 7 power, get some commander damage in there. I actually found I do like combat in especially more casual commander. The more I focus on commander, I feel like the more fair my decks are. Yeah, she has a lot of keyword soup, first strike, vigilance, lifelink. She's going to be pumped up, and there's a little bit of a blink theme to try and get some extra value out of her too. So we'll just go ahead and jump in from there.
All right, drawing for turn. Play a swamp, tap that swamp, but I'm going to play Cult Conscripts. Enters battlefield tapped, and go.
I'll draw. I too have a turn 1 play. We're gonna have a lot of pinging going on this game.
Each player.
Spear Spewer. A 0/2 defender that taps to deal 1 damage to everybody. I'll pass from there.
I will play a Bad River. It enters the play tapped. This is one of the old fetch lands. I'm done.
Okay, draw. Plains. Pass.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to tap down for 1 and play a Gorgon's Head. Play Rakdos Carnarium, and then bounce the swamp back to my hand. That is my turn. Go.
Damage begins.
Cast a Mardu Shadow Spear. It's a 1/1. When it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life.
Dang.
It does have dash, but I'm hard casting it, and I'll pass the turn.
I will untap. I will draw. Play a Rocky Tar Pit, which enters tap. This is the red-black version of one of those fetch lands. And I'm going to fetch and grab one of them dual lands that enters play tapped, and I'm done.
Untap, draw a card. Play another Plains. Tap these 2 for a Marble Diamond tapped. And pass turn.
I will untap, draw, play a Swamp, pay 3, play a Bantu's Monument. From there, I'm going to say go.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to tap Spear Spewer, and we will all take a point of damage. And then draw for turn. I'll play a Tainted Peak. I think I am going to run Florian. Carlos, I'm going to attack you with the Shadow Spear.
I take 2.
2 total, and then Jeff and Kess, you'll each lose a life. We'll move to my post-combat main, and Florian will trigger. Florian will see that my opponent's lost 4 life, and I'll look at the top 4 cards in my library. I exile one of them that I can play this turn. I have already played a land this turn, though. So I'll exile this swamp. I've already played a land, so I can't play it. It'll stay in exile, and I'll pass the turn.
Untap, draw, play Ghost Quarter. I'm going to play Warlock class. I'm going to sack Rocky Tar Pit and get Swamp. At the beginning of your end step, if your creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. Level 2 is when this class becomes level 2. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard, and then level 7, it becomes Boon Reflection. And I'm choosing to level it up today to level 2. Putting in my graveyard Lava Dart and Galvanic Relay. I am done.
So untap, draw a card. Play a Plains. I'm going to play Lightning Greaves and Scythe of the Wretched. Actually, I want to do this. I just realized. That one's a high enough equip cost that it's probably the better one for me to Danitha in. So I'm going to just give you 2 of the same guys. Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots. That's what I mean when, I have all of the same things. So pass the turn after that.
Untap, draw. I like what Kess does, so I'm going to play my own Rocky Tar Pit. I pay 2. I'm going to terminate Florian.
Ooh.
Sure. I'm going to attack with the Cult Conscripts then. At you, Chris.
Sure, that's 2.
And then I'm going to pay 1 and play out a Skull Clamp. And say go.
I'll untap. I think I'll help everybody out just a little bit, except for Carlos.
Oh, no.
I'm going to play this Urborg. So we will all have swamps. Very simply, I'm going to cast this Commander Sphere. And Jeff, I'll attack you with the Shadow Spear. You'll take 2. Carlos and Kess will both lose 1. That's it for me. I'll pass the turn.
I will cycle Ash Barrens, getting a mountain. I'm going to play a Cinder Pyromancer. I'm done.
All right, Deck. I really need a land right now. It's a Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. We're going to cast my commander, Danitha. She is a first strike vigilance lifelink creature. ETB, I can put a aura or equipment from my hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to Danitha. Alright, I will throw in that card that you didn't know about, Scythe for the Wretched. So that'll come on to Danitha. She'll then become a 6/6. I will then attempt to Lightning Greaves her.
No response from me.
Alright. At least Danitha did something this game, no matter how things turn out. Well, because of Skullclamp, you are the scariest right now, Jeff. So, 6 commander damage coming at you, and I'll gain 6. It's the only way I'm going to stay in this pingy game is my life-leaking commander, my mono white. So I will be done after that.
I will untap, draw. I'm going to tap and sacrifice the Rocky Tar Pits to go get a mountain. Black and a red to play my commander. And it's a black creature that enters the battlefield. It's whenever I cast a creature spell, actually, so it's just any creature. And you all lose a life and I gain 1 life.
It seems like a theme. All these black-red decks we're playing.
Yeah.
It's just a small theme. And then I will also pay another 2 to play out a Gravelighter. It's a 2/2 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card if a creature died this turn, which it hasn't. And so the second part is applicable. Otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature.
No, you devil. That's so bad for me.
My Cinder Pyromancer.
So long, Shadow Spear.
I will get rid of my Cult Conscript. We'll go to combat, which then will create a elemental for me. And I will take that and swing 2 damage at you, Carlos. And then I will go to my end step, which means I will then sacrifice my elemental. And that is done.
I wanted to avoid playing rares or mythics as much as possible. But I think that I'm going to cast this Goldspan Dragon.
Shoo.
There you go.
Carlos, I'll swing at you for 4.
Take it.
I will make a treasure. Pass the turn from there.
Draw for the turn. I'm going to play Pyrohemia.
I think Alex is done. Carlos, I think it's you.
Okay. Draw a card. Stonehewer Giant for 5. And attempt to Lightning Greaves him. Another Vigilance creature. How big are your creatures, Jeff?
Mostly small. 2/2 and a 1/3 right now.
All right, 4 damage coming at you.
Take 4.
Well, that is all.
Tap. And draw. All right, I'm going to play Pitiless Plunderer. Bond 2 will trigger, so you all lose 1. I gain 1. I'm going to go to combat and create an elemental. And I'm going to take that elemental and attack Chris with it.
I'll take 2.
And then I'm going to clamp the elemental. It'll die. I'll draw 2.
And make a treasure.
And then I will play a land for turn. Sacrifice the treasure token for a red. Tap the swamp and play an Oni Cult Anvil. Whenever one or more artifacts I control leave the battlefield during my turn, create a 1/1, a construct token creature. This ability triggers only once each turn, though. And I can tap it and sacrifice an artifact, and it will deal 1 damage to each opponent, and then I gain a life. All right, I'm done. Go, Chris.
All right. I'll untap. And I'll draw 5, and I'm going to recast Florian. He wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. I'm going to move to combat. Jeff, I'm going to swing at you for 4 in the air. And that's going to make me a 2nd treasure. Before we leave combat, I'm going to tap the Spear Spewer as well to deal 1 damage to everybody. I'm going to move to my post-combat main, and Florian is going to see that 7 damage was dealt to opponents. So I'll look at the top 7 cards in my library. I am going to exile this Cursed Mirror. So when it enters, I can have it become a copy of any creature on the battlefield until end of turn, except it has haste. So I'm going to sacrifice my 2 treasures and have the Cursed Mirror enter as a copy of the Gravelighter.
That only kills Stonehewer.
Nothing to do with the giant dying. That wasn't there. Don't know what happened.
I might have to have a mortal enemy now.
I'm sacrificing my own grave ladder, by the way. Chris, what are you sacrificing?
I actually think that's your only option, really.
So it's going to be the Spear.
And I get a treasure.
Then I'll move to my end step. Curse Mirror will stop being a creature, and I'll pass the turn.
I will untap. I will draw. I'm going to loot faithlessly. I will discard Raven's Crime. And I'm going to discard Venomous Blast. I'm going to cast Isocrine Scepter. I'm going to put You Are Already Dead under it.
Oh.
Omewa mo shinderu.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to say that every time I... And I'm going to pass with this one.
Alrighty, I will untap, draw. Still no manas. Tap 2 for Felwar Stone. These 2 for Nettle Cyst. I'll equip it with Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots. Just kidding, can't. I could Swiftfoot Boots then Lightning Greaves. Actually, I should do that. I'm going to Swiftfoot Boots and then I'm going to Lightning Greaves it because I have nothing else for that mana. Let's send 6. You have no tokens right now, Jeffrey. Damn. So I'm just punishing you for being greedy. So 6 damage coming at you.
6
totally blockable.
Nope, taking 6.
All right.
Wow.
I'll be done after that.
Right, untap, draw. So I'm gonna sacrifice the treasure for a black, which then will trigger Oniko Anvil to create a construct, and then I will attempt to use the black from the treasure to skull clamp the construct, create a treasure, and draw 2. Play a mountain now for turn. Alright, I'm going to play Garna, Blood Fist of Keld. So whenever a creature I control dies, draw a card if it's attacking. Otherwise, Garna deals 1 damage to each opponent. Playing Garna, though, by the way, triggers Bontu's Monument. So I gain 1, you all lose 1. I'm going to go to combat and create an elemental. So I'm going to go to post-combat main. I'm going to tap these 2 to play Fatal Grudge. As an additional cost, I'm going to sacrifice the elemental, and then each opponent chooses a permanent that they control that shares a type with the sacrifice thing I sacrifice, and they sacrifice that. So everyone has to sacrifice a creature.
I'm going to lose Florian once again.
I'm getting another treasure from that, and then you all will also lose a life from Garna. Just gonna say go.
I'll untap and draw. I'm going to tap 3 mana, and I'm going to cast a Semblance Anvil. When it comes into play, I can imprint something on it. Spells that share a type with it cost 2 less. I'm going to imprint this Dragon's Approach. Sorceries cost 2 less to cast. I'm going to move to combat, and I have a single creature, so I'm going to get in while I can at Jeff. I'll make a treasure on thing. I'm going to sacrifice the treasure for 2 red mana. I'm going to tap the Commander Sphere for a black, and I'm going to cast a Toxic Deluge.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're killing your dragon.
Yep, I'm killing my own dragon on this one.
Wow.
I'm not going to let Jeff do it. I'm going to do it myself.
He's got to get rid of my pirates, the thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to lose 4, and then we're going to lose a bunch from Garnet, too.
I'm going to create 2 treasures, and you guys will all lose 2 life, by the way.
So I feel like I had to get us all on even ground there. That's also going to deal with the Pyrohemia at the end of my turn, too.
What if you played a creature?
I think instead of playing a creature, I'm going to use those 2 floating red mana to cast 2 Dragon's Approaches.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
So each opponent will take 6.
I'm grateful for that turn overall. You know,
I'll pass the turn.
I'll take all that damage and be okay with it.
I will play Arcane Signet. Pass the turn.
Draw card. Ooh, play an Esper Sentinel. I just drew. Equip it with a Nettle Cyst, so you need to pay 7 mana, or let me draw a card when you play a non-creature spell.
I'm gonna Magma Jet it.
Oh, I forgot you had that. Well, I guess I would have at least Swiftfoot Boots first, so we're okay with that.
Well, I would have done it to any of the equipment.
Yeah. So I'll Swiftfoot Boots it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'd Magma Jet it in response to that instead.
You will get the Esper Sentinel trigger off of the Magma Jet.
Okay. I will play a Well of Lost Dreams. All right, that's all. I will pass.
All right, I will untap.
Yeah, ripping that Esper Sentinel, I was like, sweet, I'm gonna get some cards. That's the benefit of flashback.
Oh no, it was Magma Jet. 1 red instant deals 2 damage strike.
Okay, yeah. So you used a spell for it. Does make me feel a
yeah.
tiny bit better, but
Okay, I'm gonna play a swamp for turn and recast my commander, and that will trigger bond 2, and you will all lose a life and I'll gain a life. I'm gonna pay 2 and play my own arcane signet, and then I will go to combat, create an elemental. I'm gonna take the elemental, I'll swing the 2 at Kess, and then I will go to post combat main. I will
earlier.
sacrifice a treasure, which will trigger Oniko Anvil to get me a construct, and then I will use that mana from the treasure to skull clamp my elemental. Lose that and draw 2. I'm going to use these 2 to play out Blood Artist. Yep, now I'm done.
I'll draw. We're going to play one of my new favorite cards. We're going to play Descent into Avernus. Oh. At the beginning of my upkeep, put 2 Descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, but then takes X damage. Then I'm going to pay 3 and I'm going to perform a special game action, and I'm going to put Obosh into my hand. And I'm going to pass the turn from there.
I will untap, I will draw, I will play a swamp, and I will play my commander.
What? Lifelink on the board. I go after that.
Mhm.
All right, deck. I've only drawn 1 land this game. Started with 3 in hand. Here we go. This is the second land. It is! What? All right, I'm going to play Memory Jar. So I will then pass the turn after that.
All right. I will untap. Draw. All right, I'm going to play my land for turn. It's going to be a swamp. I'm going to pay these 2. I'm going to play Madi Imperium Master.
End of turn treasures?
Yeah, end of turn treasures. Skull clamp my construct. I draw 2. Yeah, you all lose life. I gain a life. I'll gain another life, and we'll go for Chris because I am scared of him. And then I will also get a construct back from losing the construct.
Does Bond 2 gain you life?
1. Pay 2 and play Morbid Opportunist.
Oh,
you guys will all lose a life, and I will gain a life. And then I'm going to go to combat and create an elemental. I'm going to attack Carlos for 2 with the elemental.
I'll block with all my
with your with your equipment,
all my equipment and stuff. Yeah,
just throw your shoes at it.
I'm gonna chuck my shoes at you. Yeah, I'll take it.
And then I'm gonna go to equip the skull clamp on the elemental. It'll die. I will draw 2 from that. I will also draw another one from the Morbid Opportunist, and then I will also ping with Blood Artist. Kess take 1, and I'll gain 1. I think I'm just going to go to Instep and create 2 additional treasure.
Are you done, Jeff?
Yeah, it's Chris, and I'm pretty sure he's trying to trigger his descent.
Okay, cool.
That's right. So everybody's going to take 2 damage and make 2 treasures. So I'm going to cast Obosh, and I'm going to sacrifice this Commander Sphere to draw a card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap a single red mana, and I'm going to cast Acidic Soil. Acidic Soil deals 1 damage to each player for each land they control.
Oh my goodness. Are you dead, Jeff?
It's for each land they control. So in this case, it's going to be 2 damage for each land you control.
Yeah, Obosh is out. So I think you died, Jeff. I think your face explodes in lava. Thankfully, all of a sudden, my low land for this game is keeping me alive.
Yeah. I actually will live by 1. Which means Kess will kill me probably, but I'm going to live by 1. I'm going to activate Onika Anvil, sacrifice my construct.
It's not like a sorcery thing or anything?
No.
Okay.
Onika Anvil will do 1 damage to each of you, and I'll gain a life. But then in sacrificing the construct, also Blood Artist will trigger, so I'll gain 2 from that, and I'll do the additional 1 to Chris.
Dragon Approach. Cast 1 Dragon Approach for the win.
I wish. That's why I sacrificed the Command Sphere, because I'm like, come on, 1-time Dragon Approach.
Yeah, that kills us all.
No, unfortunately, I'm going to play this Luxury Suite.
I could Memory Jar right now. You could draw 7.
That's true. I mean,
no, not doing it.
And I'm going to sacrifice these 2 treasures and tap the Luxury Suite for a Professional Facebreaker. I am going to my end step. I am empty-handed, and I am passing.
Draw for the turn. All right, I will tap the mountain. I will then sack it. Lava Dart. I will do 1 damage directly to Chris, and that'll be 2 damage. And then I'll use the 2 damage from Wauki to do 2 damage to Carlos.
And that's going to gain you 3 life as well, right? Because of Tor Wauki's
2 life. The additional damage I don't get. It gives that ability to the spell, not Wauki, but I'm going to then cast Needle Drop using that red floating mana that I had, targeting Chris. So you will take 2 damage from that, and then I'll draw a card. But before I draw a card, I have to target with Tor Wauki. I'm gonna just also target you.
All right.
Wauki.
That's gonna end me.
Draw a card, and then I'm going to draw like champion, cast Arc Trail, and I'm gonna target Carlos.
With those on the stack, I will a memory jar and hope for a
Find
Swords to
something
Plowshares. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think there's anything I can get. I just want to do it.
So I draw 7. Damn, none of these are an instant.
Yeah, same. This was what I would have got. I would have got a
Wait,
cool
wait, I get to
ancient
draw
gold
7?
dragon. Yeah. Those resolve,
hold
I
on.
die.
Hold on. I can live. Hold on. Wait, can I? No, because it's on cast, right?
You have 4
Yeah.
damage coming your way. Because Arc Trail did 2, or sorry, you have 5 damage. Arc Trail is 3 damage, and then Tor Wauki is an additional 2. Targeting you, Jeff. I didn't have to cast anything else or even resolve the Tor Wauki trigger for the death to happen, so we didn't get that
All
far.
right.
Right.
I'm gonna try and get there. Okay. I just want to see if I can.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pay 1 swamp, play Village Rites. I'm gonna sacrifice Madi, which will trigger Blood Artist,
Targeting
which
you.
will target you. I will gain a life. But to make it better, I lost a creature, so Morbid Opportunist triggers and Village Rites, so I get 3 cards. Yeah, and then there's nothing. I die.
Nice.
There you go. GG.
Ugh, that was the question for me. I didn't think I would lose 20 life in 1 round. But I could have played.
When Obosh hits the field, it is.
I had this in my hand, which I was just like holding on to. I was like, I'm just gonna do a big exam on my turn. I'm gonna get back to my turn. Chris is gonna give me those treasures. I'll get there because I was gonna do this in my last turn because I was scared about my life. Remember?
Yeah.
And I didn't. I'm mad, but it's okay. That was. Oh.
It might be a little bit humbling, but it is overall pretty amazing that the 2 Artisan decks are the ones that really ran this game and eventually won. There's so much space in the Commander world that I really never get tired of it. I hope you check out Artisan and Commander, and I'd love to hear what you thought of the game and anything else down in the comments below. Another quick reminder to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our links in the description. If you are buying cards online, we have a bunch of affiliate links that do help support us at no extra cost to you. And consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/KingdomsTV. A special shout out to Jordan Ritchie. He's one of our first kings of the king tier, and it really means a lot that he'll is willing to support us in that way. So special shout out to you, Jordan. You're awesome. Also, a big shout out to our awesome Samurai patrons, Chandler Carlisle, Chris Crowley, Jason Garner, John McManus, Morton Christensen, Revolution Gaming, and Worthy Glover. You are all the pillars of Kingdoms, and we couldn't do this without you. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, keep it nerdy.